Welcome everyone to Chad's home. Today we made it because I'm sitting here with the El Monte boys themselves, the Red Pears. Thank you guys.
Yeah. How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Thank you so much, Chad, for having us. Thank you.
Of course, man. Thank you. I wanted to start in with El Monte actually because I know that that's a very important thing to you guys, you know, repping the city. And why is it so important to keep El Monte, to keep putting it on the map?
I think it's not like putting it on the map, but I think not claiming you're from LA either, you know, kind of like letting people know where you're actually from. I feel like there's cities that bands obviously come from and they always like rep LA, and I don't know why. It just kind of seemed like weird to me, like being an LA band, kind of because you have different upbringings. I feel like you don't always walk in the city and stuff like that. I think you just have different ways you grew up in the city, and I feel like if you're from Monte, that's the only way you'll know, you know.
Right.
I think people from Monte know like what it means to be from Monte. So
right.
Yeah, I was gonna add to that. Just kind of say that it's just honest. You know, just being it is where we're from. Like you know what I mean. Like it's nothing
right.
like too like crazy about it to us. It's just like it's just the truth. You're from Monte. You know what I mean? And that's how I've always seen it. It's never like we're gonna put this city on the map, or we're gonna like. You know, I think it's cool that that's like what it's becoming in a way. Like you're making those people proud and your community proud. You know, but I don't think that was like the first thought. I think it was just like, well, like we're gonna say where we're from Monte because that's just where we're from.
Yeah, that's cool. And do you have a lot of love in the hometown, like in El Monte, like El Monte shows and stuff?
Sometimes I feel like we kind of started more in the IE. Reason why we also kind of claim where we're from. I feel like people sometimes thought we were like an IE band, like in an empire. I just feel like El Monte didn't even have a scene to begin with. You couldn't even play in your own hometown. You kind of have to drive out in order to be able to play a show.
Right. Yeah, I remember there just being a lot of punk and ska, like there was different kinds of music going on.
Yeah,
there.
punk, ska, and metal.
So we had to like go out over a city like an hour to like an Empire and all the Real Alto and Fontana to play like those indie shows or the shows that weren't ska and punk and metal, you know.
Yeah. Well, because your first show was at a church, right?
Yeah,
that's crazy. In El Monte or
San Gabriel?
San Gabriel. Have you guys been back?
It was like a mission, like San Gabriel Mission Church, something like that.
Have you played it since?
Yeah, well, those festivals, right?
The church, they have like festival, church festival thing. They have like every December or
like years ago,
But we haven't been there like recently,
Nice. Do you guys miss anything about like those old days, just growing up playing the backyard shows? Because you used to play like multiple backyard shows a night, right?
Like maybe 4 backyard shows in a week.
Really?
Or like 2 shows on Saturday, or like
just all in like Ontario, Rialto?
Inland Empire, Santa Ana. We just drive around like different locations.
Yeah, just backyard shows. It'd be like Whittier, LA. Like sometimes they open the valley. Like what's it called? Like Paramount.
That's actually how I met Patrick. Patrick would be like at every show we'd play.
Oh, really?
With his brother.
I'll go with my brother every time. Like, I'll be all nervous. I'll be like, oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Like you do miss it, but then I feel like you don't miss a lot of it, because I mean, I miss the way you would, not about backyard shows, I'm talking about in general, like playing churches, playing coffee shops. I kind of miss like that way that you had to kind of go out of your way, sacrifice stuff, and go for it, and try it out. People don't know who you are. You're just another person signing up for an open mic. Mm-hmm. You kind of miss that things like that like bring you down and they make you like humble, and that's what I kind of like about it.
Yeah.
Like you always stay humble, but even to this day, like you still manage to like be humble. I'm telling you, that comes with like upbringings and the way you're taught at home. That make you like keep your feet on the ground and don't think like higher of yourself.
Yeah,
it's just simpler times, It's so simple. Like you don't have to worry about it. You just play your music and you're just trying to get out there and you're just trying to get your art out there. Like, it's just something about it. It's just very simple and very like there's no expectations. It's just like it's just like you just want to go for it all. There's no you feel like the only way you're gonna fail is if you don't try. You know what I mean? And now it's like it's cool that we made like progress. Definitely. I think like I don't think we'd want to like. Not that it's a bad thing, but just like you want to obviously do this for as long as you can, and I don't think playing backyard shows forever is gonna be like the way to do it, But it was definitely like a very humbling like stepping stone and very humbling like history to have, I'm very glad we did all that, even if like someone sees it as wrong or whatever, or like waste of time, or like just like lame or stupid or whatever they say. I don't. A lot of people like talk bad about those shows.
Yeah, there's people that I feel like have deleted, or bands that have deleted like their backyard stuff, and we always kept like the flyers we did and everything. We kept all of our Instagram posts like to this day. You know how I was like been to this day.
Or just
that's what I was thinking about. No, yeah, we just kind of kept it like that's what I'm saying. We're not. Or in some way we're not trying to be fake, you know. We have all our stuff. If you want, like, if you look for it, you'll find it, basically. Yeah. And it's like I want to kind of to inspire the next generation too of artists that feel like every band, because that's how I kind of see it too. Like every band that I liked, like I never saw them like play backyard shows. You kind of they're already playing venues, and that's the way I kind of just. I don't know. It's kind of cool just seeing, like, if you were to see an artist that had a similar upbringing, I feel like it'll make you more confident or more like, damn, this is like doable, you know? Like, it's like doing this is like the right way. Like, there's different ways you could go about it. Yeah. Yeah.
If I was going to say,
you lost your chance.
Yeah, I did. I was seeing what you were saying. I was going to say, oh, yeah, there's a lot of people that would just be like, now, you know, I'm not playing in someone's house. I'm not playing in the backyard. Like, you know, they're just very, like, against it. Like, they just want, like, a very nice setting. Do you know what I mean?
Right,
and I guess
like a sound system. And
like to us, it was just like, well, is this or nothing? You know, is this or a bar? You know?
Yeah, if anything, when they're buying our own like PA and mixer and having it at the shows.
You know, we just, I don't know, something about it. It's just like that mentality. You're so hungry for it. You know what I mean? You're just very like whatever odds. You know, you're gonna find a way, and you're gonna do it somehow. You know, just like I think the mentality we've always had. You know, that's why I think we're very lucky to like, in a way, have each other, you know, because it's very hard to find people, I think, that have that mentality and that are crazy enough to take those risks and take those leaps, you know, and to find someone in Almani, like, that's close to you and that, you
similar
know, similar upbringing, you know, it's everything just, like, clicks, you know, and that's why, like, honestly, I've always felt this is very special, you know, like, I don't think,
for sure,
it's very hard, you know, to find someone that you can connect with in that way and someone that's very accessible, you know, it's very, very hard, yeah.
And it all started with a fight, right?
Yeah, you did your hardware right now. It did all start because of a fight, and it's funny though, because I always wanted to go to that school, which is Mount View High School. I always wanted to go to that school, but I guess my district wouldn't allow. I was even lucky just to go to Almani. I was actually supposed to go to South Almani because I'm from South Almani. But I don't know. I just never really liked going to South Almani.
It's crazy how just everything aligned. Like, it's so crazy. Cool. And it's weird.
Yeah.
Just like all those similarities, like our mom's being in Alicia. Like, he's like a single brother. He has like a half sister.
And like we're the youngest of our family, just like that. Yeah. Like it's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Damn. Hell yeah. So wait, so were you just a fan like in the early days, and then?
I still am. I still am too. No, my brother, like, I didn't even know about like backyard shows or gigs or like the scene. I'll just be like going to school, doing my homework and everything.
Yeah.
My brother like took me one time like on a weekend. And it was funny because I was like, "Do they sell water here?" Because I was thirsty. He was like, "No." He was like, "No, it's just beer." That shit was funny. I don't know. Yeah, like I just used to go to the backyard shows, and then I watched them play, and I was like, damn, this is my favorite band. Like I was like, damn, I like this guy. Yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool.
He got a big butt. Just playing.
So yeah, basically like in the early days, like facing those challenges, playing those coffee shops, and you know, maybe to not a lot of people, and you had mentioned it kept you humble. Nowadays, how do you guys not let some of the success and relative fame go to your head, like playing Coachella, playing Tropicalia, touring around the country? How do you guys stay so humble?
I think like you still want more. Like obviously it comes down to like set times. Like you may play like an early set time, but in some way you want more, and that kind of in some way humbles you down too. You know, like you're not there yet. But I mean, if you keep like being patient and persistent, like you'll get there. That's what you always have to keep in mind. Like things aren't how they were before. Like if anything, they're better than they were. So you're like one step closer to where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like in a way, it's like you're succeeding, but I wouldn't call it like success yet. You know what I mean? Or for you, like it hasn't met your standard yet, so you feel like there's still more work to do. But yeah, definitely, those are awesome achievements. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of artists that wish they could do that, or wish they could even like touch that. You know, like just knowing bands, you know, that they wish they could do that, they wish they could quit their job. So just to be able to like just like being that, like, I don't know, just to be a part of all those things, the Coachella and like Tropicalia and like touring the country, like even if it wasn't like if you didn't get the best set time, you didn't have like you didn't sell out like all the shows around the country, it's still like it's a big deal, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a big deal. But yeah, like how Henry said, you just feel like you want more, you know. I feel like I think we've always had like the goal of like honestly just like playing around the world, you know. I think we always had big aspirations, and so it's just like what we're doing right now is just like a step to that, you know. What I mean? I think we're just in a way just crazy like that. Like,
yeah,
like crazy enough to think like that kind of shit. You know? But I think that's what's cool, you know, that not everyone even thinks about like playing the world or playing, you know. I think we always just kind of like just never like put ceilings on us, you know. We never put like a limit, you know. I think so. But it's cool. These are just like steps, or it feels like we're taking, you know. But definitely it feels like we're not there yet. We're not, you know. There's still things to do. So I feel.
I think it's also like family and your lifestyle that also humbles you down. Like, you know, you always want more, not only for you, but for your family and like for the future, you know, as well. I think that's what always keeps you like in mind and keeps you in place, like
for sure.
Yeah. And I would say, and I don't think no matter what we do, like I don't think that we'll ever lose that like humbleness, just that like, you know, like I don't know, just something that instilled in us like from a youth, you know, like you always have to have that humbleness and
be thankful,
be thankful and grateful for what you have, you know, because it's just the way we were raised. Yeah, very thankful for that, you know, that you were raised that way.
Yeah. You guys are the coolest, man. Just straight up. That's awesome.
You heard that, other bands?
So speaking of touring the country, you guys just got off tour with the Grins, right?
Yeah.
What were like the best and worst parts of going around with the Grins and just playing all those shows?
The farts. The farts. I'm just kidding. No,
I think it's just the driving sometimes long hours and having to play a show the next day. But even then, like it's better than doing a 9 to 5. Like you're still living your dream. You know, you're still doing things you want to do. I don't think there's any like worst parts about it. Like everything's just a learning experience. Like it's your first time, you can't really expect like big things, but it's okay to dream sometimes. But I feel like just there's no bad thing about it, I would say. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and so like even like the struggles, it's still like it feels good, you know. Like at least you're struggling with like this instead of struggling at a job. You know what I mean? I think you're always kind of thankful that you're like, at least you're not at home. You know, like working, like getting up for work. You're getting up to like.
Waking me up.
Yeah, you're waking up to drive to the next city. You know, you're not waking up to go to school or your job. You know, it's just like definitely some things do suck. You know, just like you're out in a car and all the traveling. But I feel like I don't think you want it any other way, you know? Like, something about it's just, like, I don't know, you just love, something about that struggle that you kind of love and you kind of learn to, like, live with, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
What definitely makes us easier is, like, having friends, for instance, that you feel like you're not far away from home because you're taking, like, a piece of it. Like, whoever you hang out with or at home, like, you're taking them with you, so it makes it easier.
Nice.
Yeah, to travel.
Very cool. And I guess like playing those shows and booking those tours, were you doing that like before you guys had an agent, or did that really help? Like, what are the positives of having that new growth in your team with a manager and agent?
Definitely, yeah, because before we would try to actually book our own shows, and until one time we had a show booked like in Arizona, and we drove over there and we spent the night, and we were supposed to play the next day, and like that place canceled on us, and like like we just drove all the way over here like to Arizona. But you know, it's always this thing, I have to always like think positive, you know, don't ever like you make the best out of worst situations, like try to make the best of it. So I think like that was a learning experience. Like obviously with an agent, you have a contract, they can cancel on you, because if they do, like you owe them money or something like that, you know. So that's honestly like it's a very great backup plan to have, especially when you have like a show you wanna, or you think you're gonna play at, and it ends up being like canceled the next day. It's like, damn, such a bummer, you know.
Yeah.
Like, can one of my friends do the door? He's like, no, it can't be any of your friends.
Yeah, I remember too, like we were trying to get a tour together, and you're just hitting up venues that you kind of see, and you're looking at like, you know, like all these things that you're kind of being your own agent, but it's just like you don't have a name, you know. I don't know how that, you know, like there's no relationship between you and the booker and all that stuff. So like, you wouldn't get any replies, like,
Right.
just kinda like, but before, yeah, like we would book shows or like you just kind of hit people up on Instagram or like
Got
sending
it.
emails and hopefully someone responds, But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely like trying to play out of like LA and California was definitely like
Right.
super hard for some reason, Like to play into those venues that we've gotten a chance to play at today and recently, like it was really hard,
Yeah, that's cool that you guys like built out a good team. And Gil from Cosmica is just
Yeah.
like the coolest guy in the music industry. So that's awesome
So, we
that
seem
you're
like a
working with
dad.
him.
Hi, Dad.
I did.
Honestly, though.
I was gonna say, yeah, just like I think all those things kind of help though, like booking your own shows and like starting off that way. Like I feel like it took us so long to get into this loop of how it really goes down, And I
Yeah.
feel like we got a chance to do it ourselves. So you have your standards now. Like I know this fool could do a better job because I did a better job. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
you kind of
right.
you kind of know how you want things done because you're doing it for yourself for so long. You kind of know like. And then where it got you, so you also know that you just know that what am I getting at?
Yeah.
But I guess you brought up a good point. Like you kind of learn how to make your own shirts. For instance, it's like finding people that sell shirts like in LA, like blank shirts for cheap. And I think that's something that like you don't have someone making your shirts, but that makes you makes you feel like creative in some way too. Like you're not only just doing music, you're also like making your own shirts. You're finding like different things that are gonna be useful,
Mhm.
and you could like also give a lending hand to like a starting band that wants to make shirts or whatever, and they don't want to pay that much money because they don't have the budget. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's kind of like you learn how to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? It's like we need pins. How do we get them? We need stickers. How do we get them? We're not just asking like someone like, hey, like can you help us out with? You know what I mean? You have to figure it out your own.
Right.
Like, how do we get vinyls? How do we make CDs? And you're looking up places, and you're like, they kind of suck. So you go to another place. You're like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's
Like,
all trial and error.
Yeah.
It's so much trial and error
Right.
behind it that like. I'm glad it's different experiencing on your own, where it's like if you fail, like it's just you. There's no net, it's just
Mhm.
like there's no plan B, or there's no like reliable source that or there's no friend of a friend. You're just figuring everything out.
Yeah, for sure.
But at the end, it's very helpful. I think I don't know if we realized it at the time, because I feel like we didn't have a choice. But I think now like it's helped us. Like the time that it took like for all this to come and like all the opportunities that all the opportunities we didn't get, like all the things that you missed out on because no one like was gonna hit you up because you're
Mhm.
just like another backyard band or whatever. Like all those things you've been through like have helped you out now, even if things took a little longer than like usual or expected or whatever.
Right.
Like we've been playing for a while and we're barely touring. Like
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
country like just this year, and I
Yeah.
think that's just like. Some bands get that, or some people get that like in a year or two. They just have the connections and the people. But I think as long as you want to do it, you'll find a way. Like
Right.
it just takes time. But if you really want to do it, there's a way. There's a way for sure.
Hell yeah. And then I know, like trial and error, and I'm sure just like being DIY, I know that you guys have been through some tumultuous times, like lineup change and things. So during those really hard times with the band, how were you guys able to stay motivated to continue forward and to keep things alive and to continue making music?
I think because the band has always started with like Jose and I, like so it was honestly easy as long as like me and him had each other, like the band wasn't gonna stop, and I feel like it's kind of hard to break that apart now.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel like as long as we still had the same mentality and the same things we want, no one got like cocky, like we're still gonna be good, because obviously
Yeah.
once you start getting bigger, obviously more money's involved, but as long as none of us are like feel like they deserve more than others, I think we're good,
Nice.
Yeah, and I was gonna say having Patrick come into the picture was cool too. You just have someone that's like new to all this, new to playing shows, and they're just so excited to be around music as much as you are. And you've been doing it for a while now, so it's cool to get that fresh of breath.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
that breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
fresh
So
breath.
young.
It's just
We're
like,
so young. They're fresh.
you get that usefulness to your team. But
You know,
what
he
I
was
mean?
learning guitar and it was like kind of cool. Like he was more excited about the things that we've been playing already for a while. So that kind of made
Yeah.
it more refreshing. Yeah, like going back to it and being like, "How do you play this?" Like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like that's kind of cool. Like I have to teach him again.
Yeah.
I kind of miss that. Like you
Yeah.
kind of miss that. It's like that's pretty cool having him. Like, and him being like, "Oh, like it's like little things like you like it kind of brings back." And it's like, damn, I remember when I was like barely starting guitar and. He just kind of, that's how I always like saw him. Like he was always like playing guitar and I was like, damn, like that reminded me so much of me, like
Yeah.
wanting to achieve a dream and I don't know, it always seemed like impossible, but you always like never quit like what you're doing, like keep going. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
So I always sound like a brother. Yeah. And still to this day.
Like a little,
To this day.
brother, a little big brother. He's taller than me, and a little small guy.
Love it. And then so I think like one thing that makes your music connect so deeply with people is the lyrics. I think people have like an emotional connection to what you guys are saying and what you're talking about, and it's very relatable. In the early days when you were writing those, was it hard to be that vulnerable in your music?
Damn. In some way, but I feel like that's the only way you're gonna be honest with people, and if you're not honest with people, I feel like you're always not gonna be honest with yourself. I think it was like I just did it how it came, you know. And most of the songs were kind of like freestyled in his garage, and I kind of didn't ever change the lyrics and just kind of kept it how I was feeling. I don't think I ever thought too much about it, like they're gonna look at me weird, like they're gonna look like I'm too soft, you know. I think because it had like very happy, like I don't know, I was thinking about like the album a lot, and it kind of represents what we do. Like in the album is like a clown and it's happy and it's a tear or whatever, and that's kind of how the music is, like very happy, but the lyrics are very sad. So in some way it's kind of cool, like you have like a bit of both things, you know. So
Yeah.
it's very upbeat but very sad lyrics, or
Right.
Yeah, I think for me personally, like words, like in music, have always been like the most important thing for me. That's what I always like seeked for in music. You know, I always wanted like to sing along to a song and have words that I can relate to. You know, I think it was always cool to like with Henry, like I remember just telling him, just like, you know, like I want you to just be honest, you know, like just kind of like say how you feel, you know, like that's the only thing I want from you. Like I'll never like tell you like what to do or control you, but like just do me the favor and like be honest with your words, you know, and your feelings, because you're the one singing, you know, and it's like that, to me that's the most important thing, and I feel like that has to be like here for sure, you know. And I think it's so cool that I also relate to it, you know what I mean? It's weird that I kind of feel like he speaks for me sometimes, like he's I don't know, like through his experiences, but I also feel like, oh wow, he sings for me too, even though I'm like the drummer in the band, you know. I feel like he's also like representing me like in the words he's saying, you know. Right. And I've always like, liked that about Henry.
Yeah. Man, that's so cool. I feel like your connection and one with each other is just so strong, but also that you guys can challenge each other to like push each other to get better and to be more honest and things like that.
I think honesty is big.
Yeah.
Like also, it comes to also being like open-minded, like wanting to try things out, even if it doesn't work out, just at least trying it out, you know?
Right.
That's kind of what you kind of need in a band too, in order to expand your sound and try something new.
For sure. So yeah, it's been almost 2 years since For Today, right? That came out in like
in 2015.
Yeah, right.
And the vinyl came out in 2018.
2018. Okay.
Yeah, but the actual songs they like released on like SoundCloud and Bandcamp and all like 2015.
Oh dang. Yeah. So it's been like going on
like 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years. Damn, that's so crazy.
Crazy.
What was by the way, what was the album art? The house? Did that like represent anything or?
Yeah, it's actually his garage. That's
yeah. Like my parents run a daycare, and like the garage is like where we would practice and stuff. And
he's in the building.
Okay.
But yeah, like that garage was like it used to be like part of the daycare. So and we had our instruments like in a different like place, like a room in in the house, like a little storage room. And we will just like after 5 p.m. whenever the daycare like empties out, we would
get the stuff from the other storage room and put it back into the garage.
When we finish practicing, like put it back in the.
So it'd be like a daycare setting. So that's kind of what it is. Like when you open it, it has like a daycare kind of.
Got it.
Yeah. But it's just like part of the home. It's like the daycare, but it's like the washing machine that your mom uses. You know, like a fridge we have. You know, it's just very like. Yeah, it's just my parents run a daycare, and it's just like we're a band that plays in the garage of the day. Like it's just so weird, you know, because you're like you're practicing all these toys around you, and like these are the costumes of kids, you know.
Shout out to Luis.
Oh yeah, but Luis, I think right here. Yeah, Luis, very like cool, like very good artist, you know. Like, it's so cool having like a friend like that, like be around you. Like, it's so cool that. Well, it's like Henry's friend. Like he knew him like the longest. That's how I met him. Nice. But, so it's crazy, you know, people you meet and people that you can have along for the ride. And, you know, obviously, I think people have different like ambitions. You know, like he's not as big into music, but he's an artist. You know, and I feel like we want to help him like whatever ambitions he has with like, his art or whatever he wants to do with his life. You know, he's helped us so much.
Yeah,
honestly, like a lot.
That's awesome. Yeah, one of my favorite songs from you guys is actually 1103. It's like just a beautiful little love track. I'm super about it. What was the story behind that one?
I actually finished writing it like at 11:03.
Okay.
I was just in my room, and I guess my girlfriend was sleeping. That's what basically
So
was
it's true.
about.
It's
Yeah.
a true story.
So everything was basically how it is. Like
Yeah.
it was just simple. I had the melody and kind of just wanted to record it already. Kind of like I didn't want it to be like a waste of a song. I kind of want to see how it would sound and stuff. And I just like finished it and just kept it how it came out. Yeah.
Very cool. And are there going to be more? So I know you sing in Spanish on Spanish song. Is there going to be more Spanish songs you think in the future?
I don't know. I think the sound for Spanish song kind of like came to me as an old school like Spanish rock song, like just the feel of it, very upbeat and kind of like dancey. But as far I don't really think about like how I sing. I just kind of sing it how it comes out.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not really like planned. I just kind of if I feel like the sound makes sense, then I'll do it. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how the creative.
So maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Yeah,
Gotcha.
maybe. Yeah.
And then how did the new songs Somehow and Dreams come together? And like how were they different from your previous work?
Yeah, I remember, Dreams we had it for like along with their first song. Like Dream could have been in their first
Yeah, the
album.
first
you know?
album. Oh, really?
We could have, yeah. I forgot. I don't even know why we didn't.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good song, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
we
guys
just
wrote
had
that
like
like
a-
years
We
ago.
always had it,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
Oh, okay.
since like almost the beginning, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, we just kind of it just came up somehow. We're like, man, that'd be a sick song to like. Bring
Oh
back.
yeah, because people kept bringing it up.
Oh,
like, why
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
this in the album? We're like,
Okay.
damn. Like,
People would
that's
ask about it.
I think because we couldn't find a good bass line for it, but it had to be like really simple. And yeah, I don't know. We just never really thought about having it. Or, I don't know. It was weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Somehow is that a new?
Somehow it was like
song?
newer. Yeah, it was a newer
Okay.
song. We kind of created. Me and Jose created like that song together, with all the pauses and
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
I remember that, and then you just showed like the guitar riff on. You just had like essentially it. You just kind of we just kind of
Yeah.
like created it. Yeah, it was the album was like that sounds pretty new. Like it's like yeah.
Nice. And do you guys still write together?
Yeah. Yeah, we
Nice.
do.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Are those two songs going to be like leading up to an album? Or-
Yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
an EP. Yeah, and it's to be like for an EP. Yeah,
An
that
EP,
we have.
okay. Nice. You have any like release plans or anything yet, or is it still kind of figuring it out?
Damn,
December.
How do you answer that?
Nice.
How do you answer that? Because it's like if it gets released in December, then it works out.
Yeah,
But if it gets
Yeah, I
released
guess,
tomorrow, it doesn't make any sense.
I guess yeah, December though. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have something coming
Sick.
up for December.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we're stoked. And then want to finish off with the last question. Is there going to be any more Hinray 777 features on any more
Oh,
upcoming?
because of Beach and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh damn, I don't know. I think that was the first time I've ever done a feature,
Yeah.
and I don't know. Maybe like who knows? I feel like it's always good to try something new and see how like sound. Because it's kind of cool, like going with another artist and looking at their perspective and how they write, and then you always know like how you guys write. So it's always this thing you love about it, but also this thing like you kind of hate about it. It's like
Right.
you don't have much say on it as much as the artist that wrote it. So that's something that you have to also keep in consideration. Like when you collab with someone, it's like
Right.
you have some say into a certain degree, So,
Yeah. Did Jonathan just like send you that beat or something?
No, I actually recorded. I went over to his thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to his place. Yeah.
Nice.
And we recorded there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are there any other like local artists or just any artists that you're wanting to work with or that you just want to shout out, like any up and coming bands in the IE or anything?
Honestly, Archero. Shout out to
I was about to
Archero.
say.
They're really nice,
Yeah.
and
really cool.
they kind of remind us a lot about ourselves. Like starting
Yeah.
out, that's like I think like coming to this point and getting I guess known. You kind of want to go back and help out the people that are suffering in some way. Like, I'm sure those guys like they want in some way too. They want more, and it's always nice to like just give a lending hand. If you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's harder now for some reason. Just like the scene or the backyard scene or whatever scene it is, like it was just different then. Like it's more accessible, more people were interested, and it's just not the same anymore. So I definitely feel like a lot of bands are struggling even more. It's even harder now. I feel.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Essentially, like if you don't know the right people, then you will never
Yeah.
You know, that's what it feels like. You'll never like make it out if you don't get those connections, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
And before it was just like you're just playing house parties and they get crazy and people were taking notice. You know, but now it's like it's not the same anymore. You know, so
Yeah.
definitely I feel like it's harder for sure for an upcoming band, especially a band, upcoming band. You know, right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool that you guys are still like involved in the community, like going to the Smell and like seeing Arch Row and just like doing whatever you can. That's really cool. That's important to you guys to like continue to give back.
Especially the Smell. The Smell was like, damn, that's like crazy.
That
Like,
was Jim was actually the first guy who ever opened doors to us and has a venue, you know.
yeah, it was the first venue we ever played at. You know,
Wow.
it's just the Smell was so crazy. Like, I remember Henry telling me about it. Like this venue, the Smell. These bands like had played there, and I was just like, oh shit, that shit was cool, yeah. And then just going there and figuring, like talking to people and figuring like how can we like play here, you know? Like, that's what. Big shout out to Jim, you know, for always being there for us. Like the first person to really like give out a helping hand and give us an opportunity to like play like in a more established place, not just someone's house, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we also knew how like the first time like playing the Smell, obviously it's kind of like rough, so we kind of wanted to show also support to Arch Row because that was I think their first time playing it. Yeah, their first time playing the Smell.
That's cool, man. Yeah, Jim, what a very special person. Like
Honestly,
honestly,
he's a big thing in the community.
yeah, such a big.
Because you kind of need people like that you know work a regular job but at the same time do something else for the community and help out.
Yeah, you know, anyone can play there. You know, it's not like political. There's no
Right.
like you know, all you need to do is like help out and like be involved. You know, and,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It's just very easy. Not easy to play, but it's just very accessible for anybody could play there. Like all
For
these
sure.
music artists go there and play, perform. You know.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he just loves to see when people like volunteer, you know, and like if you want to try and play there, go volunteer, like be around, be a part of the
that was a good
community.
experience, sharing, volunteering, just meeting people, seeing other musicians, and seeing people, helping out your social skills. Like,
Yeah,
what's on your resume.
It's like a good job.
yeah, it's cool.
For
I was
sure.
manager for a food company.
Yeah, and I feel like it's something to do, even if you're not a musician. I feel like you just like any people that were like that weren't really musicians, but they just like to go and volunteer. They just like the space and the place.
Right.
They just like being a part of it. That's cool too, you know. Yeah.
Definitely. Man, well, I could talk to you guys all night, but I guess we should
Honestly,
start playing some music.
Yeah.
But was there anything else you guys wanted to shout out or say anything to your
Love you,
fans or
Mom.
anything?
Yeah, shout out to our moms, our parents,
Hell yeah.
everybody that's been
I forgot
supporting
part of
us.
the interview
You know, like,
sometimes.
thank you. Oh,
Because I know it's just like I forget I'm part of the interview sometimes. I just like hearing them talk, so I'm like damn, I didn't say anything.
shout out to Patrick.
Shout out to my parents.
Shout out to Patrick's family.
Shout
Yeah.
out to someone.
I said shout out to my parents. Or I talked to Loha, I'm like shout out to my parents. Shout out to my parents. I love you. Thank you for making me.
And shout out to Louise for always being there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the people too. I think that's very important. Like having support. Like you're nothing without that support. You know, like it's like I feel like that's like everything. You know, like I always feel like we hope we always make people feel special and that we appreciate their support. You know, I don't think we'd ever want to make someone feel like stupid or like for supporting us. You know what I mean? Or just feel like I'm wasting my time supporting them. Or you know what I mean? Just giving them a bad experience and you kind of like regret supporting them. You know, I don't think we'd ever want to give someone that. So thank you so much for all the support, everybody.
Hell yeah. Love that. Beautiful thing to close on. The Red Pears, thank you guys so much for coming. Stay tuned. We're going to get into some music right now. But yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up? We're the Rap Pears from Monte, California, here at Chad's home. We're playing In My Mind.
When the roof explodes.
Hey, we're the Red Pears, and this song is called Maybe Baby.
Take what you want, don't hesitate your time. Do what is right, don't waste this light of mine. Take it from me, those things don't come round here. Where do you go? Why don't know?
Hey, we're the Red Pears. This one's called Mountains.
There's a room in the sky waiting down for me, right? Way down. Overboard, tender touch is the way we said too much. Way down. Why does it all tend to go? I need to let you know. Every good wrong will make this right. Just lay me down tonight. Be there right before 9, said the girl of the time. Way back. Tender hearts, keep it real. I just want you to steal. Way back. Why does it all tend to go? could tell you were so fine. I want you to stay, keep right away. Forever I may be there on time. Cut the cord and make shit right. I need to know that everything that wasn't told will be untold. I want you to stay, keep right